Now we're going to go over a 4-point checklist as to what you should do before you consider hiring somebody to get ready for the hiring process. Before you place your first ad, before you interview people, you need to have 4 things in place. The first is a concrete marketing plan. In other words, who your new rep is going to get as a customer for your business. Not how many customers are going to take care of that you already have, but who exactly are they going to get? What size, what community are they going to be in? What product are they going to buy? What service? All those things need to be put together so you can picture 90, 100, 80, a year, 2 years down the road. What's that book of business going to look like? And I have a challenge for you though, before you do that is, let me ask you, why don't you have this business now? And what's going to be different? So if you can't point to what this particular person, because we're talking about a person with the same limitations that you and I may have, what are they going to do differently that's going to achieve the goal of building the book of business that you've described for this person to take on? And I have a cautionary tale for you that I've learned the hard way. If you have some house accounts, maybe you had a rep before, or there's some smaller accounts you don't want to take care of anymore, and you think that this new rep could handle them for you, that's going to have a severe impact on how much new business they bring in. So my advice to you is to hire a new rep for new clients, leave house accounts alone, you handle them, pass them off to an operations person if you have one, but just challenge them to get new business, new gross profit dollars to pay for themselves as fast as you can and to develop the book of business that you're hoping to do. The second thing that I want you to think about is having a bulletproof, exact job description. You're going to use this everywhere. I want you to throw in everything but the kitchen sink. I want the hours, the dress code, the location, if there's travel, everything about the comp plan that you can put out there, whether you're reimbursing the cell phone, anything and everything that will help the person decide whether it's their job or not. It's really important that you lay this all out so that everybody's on the same page. When you're interviewing, when you're putting the postings out there, you're all acting in concert so that you know what's happening. If it's just you, you still have to pencil it out. Even if you know it, write it down. It'll help you work through everything. And I want you to really think about one particular thing that I see in a lot of job descriptions, especially for sales. It sort of bothers me. Education, formal education, whether they went to college 10 years ago, a year ago, or at all, is that really important? If a sales rep is out there to generate business, to make it rain, so to speak, what do they need? What does it matter if they went to school 20 years ago for? If they were a sociology major in 1985. I know I went to school plenty myself. I know it proves that you accomplished something, but I believe that people put it out there as an indication or as a filtering device. And there's a lot better ways to filter than using that. So look for people that have demonstrated great initiative or strong desire to succeed. They've worked through hardships. You may be way better off as somebody who's worked through a hardship than somebody that went through school with their parents paying for it 20 years ago. It's not an apples to apples deal. You need to look at the applicants as a whole, but write out in a job description the entire piece of business that you need to make sure they qualify. I'm going to throw out another little tip in the job description thing, which is, and my current employer uses this. They want a particular person, and they put in a specific task for that person that would enable them to identify whether they really get it or not. So for you, it might be, and what we're trying to avoid here is the people that just click a button and apply and end up wasting your time. It fills up your inbox. You don't know what to do with all these people. You end up sort of picking and choosing whether you have time that day. And good candidates could be lost. Bad candidates can take up your time. So ask a specific question. Give them a specific sort of homework assignment. Tell them something very specific to do, and that's especially important if you're looking for a detail-oriented person, which, in my opinion, a salesperson needs to be. It's a complicated process that they're being asked to carry out, and if they're not willing to read through the job description and follow your instructions, that's probably a pretty good sign of either their lack of initiative to take the job or the level of effort that they're going to put forth while they're doing it. One particular job description that I saw that really caught my attention a little while ago was for a landing page company. So if you don't know what a landing page is, it's kind of like a website. But they were looking for sales reps, and it's kind of a hobby. Landing pages are a hobby of mine, and sales are a hobby of mine. So I decided to take a look at their description, and it was really interesting. Not only did they give specific instructions, they tested their their ingenuity, their enthusiasm, and basically their technical skills all in one package. They have a free trial. So they said, go ahead, start your free trial, create a landing page, and sell us on you using our product. So how fantastic of a process was that, right? By the time you got to them, you knew exactly what they were doing for a business. You knew how it worked. They knew that you had the technical ingenuity to figure it out, which is obviously important to them, and that you had an understanding of how it works. I mean, what a perfect storyline for a hiring process. They didn't have to waste time with anybody that was either uninterested or unqualified. So that's all part of the job description and the process that you can put somebody through so that can save you time and allow you to make the best hire possible. The third component to this checklist of readiness is having your onboarding plan figured out. Onboarding is a critical part of the new hire process, and it can actually be a great part of the recruiting effort. Most time, I've had much more luck myself hiring sales reps when I call it like management trainee potentially, or manager in training. Especially younger applicants, they always want a title. They want to be a manager, they want training. They're willing to sacrifice pay for training. And nothing symbolizes training better than a great onboarding program. You can show them during the recruiting process, this is what you're going to do. On your third day, you're going to be sitting here doing this with this person about this for this long, and you're going to come away with this. It's a fantastic process. You have to have it, but do it up front before you even start the hiring and use it as part of your hiring. You can give it to them. You can hand them this document. You can walk through it. You can do whatever you want. It's a perfect opportunity to show this person that you're trying to hire that you believe in them enough that you're going to put all this time and energy into them, and they will trust you infinitely more than if you just say, yeah, we have training. It's just not enough to say that anymore. The last one, the fourth one, is maybe it might sound a little silly, but I've had it backfire on me, and I've heard of a lot of the millennial new hires really being disappointed when this happens. And that's basically the logistics of the whole thing. So you want to have everything mapped out, where they're going to sit, what time the office is open, who they're going to report to, what lines they're going to sell, what lists they're going to get, where the lead's going to come from. You want to have all the sort of T's crossed and I's dotted as to their life as a new employee. So figure out all the logistics, and again, just like in onboarding, you can walk them around the office and say, here's your seat, here's your phone, here's your headset, here's the laptop that you're going to get, here's the flat screen, here's the ambiance, it's not too loud. We take care to make sure there's a great environment for you to do your job. All those basic things add up, and if you don't think of them in advance, they're going to cost you once the person gets there. So there's 4 checklist items that you need to have before you hire somebody. And if you skip any of these, there's some potential serious consequences. One, you're going to waste too much time in the interview process. You're not going to have the right applicant pool to filter. You're not going to have them pre-filtered. You're going to waste a lot of time. The second one is you're going to turn away, you're going to sort of turn off some great candidates because somebody else down the street that's got the same job as you is prepared. They're going to have more trust in those people. The third one is you're going to make some bad hires. You're going to offer jobs to people that haven't been filtered properly because you're going to run out of energy. You're going to run out of time. So all of these things add up to some horrible consequences, both in payroll, lost time, energy, the opportunity cost. If you're introducing some new hire to an account, you now have to go in and 2 months more and 2 months later and introduce them to their next new rep. You're going to feel foolish, and all of that can be avoided by some great preparation.